Have you ever looked at a map and wondered why a patch of ocean has caused so much tension between powerful nations? The South China Sea, vast, rich in resources, and strategically vital, has become one of the most disputed waters in the world. But how did it all begin? Why are countries ready to go to court or even risk confrontation over scattered rocks and reefs? Today, we're diving into the origins of the South China Sea dispute and what really sparked this decades-long standoff. The South China Sea stretches over 3.5 million square kilometers, touching the shores of China, Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Indonesia. Beneath its waters lie vast oil and gas reserves, and it's home to some of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. Over a third of global maritime trade passes through here. So it's no surprise that this sea has become a geopolitical hotspot. But it's not just about economics or trade routes. It's also about history, pride, and power. The roots of the conflict can be traced back to the early 20th century. In 1947, China released a map showing a U-shaped 9-dash line that claimed almost the entire South China Sea. This map was based on older Chinese records, but it wasn't recognized by international law. After the fall of Imperial China and during the rise of the People's Republic, this claim was quietly maintained, not aggressively enforced, but always present. It was like a sleeping volcano. Things remained relatively quiet until the 1970s, when energy companies began to discover oil and gas in the seabed. Suddenly, these remote islands, like the Spratly and Paracel Islands, became much more than just distant specks. Countries began to establish outposts, occupy reefs, and build runways. China, Vietnam, and the Philippines, in particular, clashed over fishing rights and territorial claims. Tensions slowly began to rise. But the real turning point came in the early 2000s when China started building artificial islands, turning reefs into military bases, complete with airstrips, ports, and radar systems. The world watched as the ocean was transformed into a chessboard of military strategy. In 2016, the Philippines took the matter to the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. The court ruled overwhelmingly in favor of the Philippines, stating that China's 9-dash line had no legal basis. But China rejected the ruling, calling it null and void. Since then, the dispute has only intensified. Chinese Coast Guard ships have harassed fishing boats. The U.S. Navy conducts freedom of navigation operations, sailing near contested areas to challenge China's claims. Regional alliances have shifted, military budgets have increased, and global attention has turned toward these contested waters. So, how did it all begin? It wasn't just one moment. It was a mix of historical claims, unspoken ambitions, rich resources, and changing geopolitics, slowly building over decades into the dispute we see today. And the truth is, it's far from over. If you found this video insightful, don't let it sink beneath the waves. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we continue to explore the world's biggest conflicts and untold stories. Drop a comment with your thoughts and share this video if you think more people should understand what's really happening in the South China Sea. Thanks for watching.